Hello and welcome to Show's classes. Today we are going to be doing some very interesting questions on verbal reasoning. You can WhatsApp or call us at the number given on the screen for any doubts, queries or for full videos on our courses. Let's dive right into it. As its performance has risen on all the stock indexes, the biotech startup has branched out into new markets to look for opportunities they would previously have had to ignore. Now we have the following five options rather. Now if we go through our mental checklist, we will probably spot the pronoun they. Okay, I'll change the color to let's see, red, so it becomes easier for you. They. To whom does that pronoun refer? Even though there is a lot of plural pronouns in the front half of the sentence, they must refer to the startup company, which is singular. Never mind that many people in spoken English refer to a large company as they. In this type of in this format of the examinations, a singular noun needs a singular pronoun. That eliminates. Thus, this eliminates choices A, B, and C. Now we have to choose between D and E. We look for a new error. That's what you'll find in choice D, which uses both the words previously and in past, creating a redundancy in the error. The best answer is thus option number E. The next question is very interesting. Scientists wishing to understand the kinetic movements of ancient dinosaurs are today studying the movements of modern day birds, which many scientists believe are descended from dinosaurs. A flaw in the strategy is that birds, although once genetically linked to dinosaurs, have evolved so far that any comparison is effectively meaningless. Now we need to figure out whether the following is, if true, would most weaken the criticism made above of the scientist's strategy. These are the answers that I'm going to show you so that you can understand what the question actually asks of us. In this passage, the author is questioning any analogical argument to understand the kinetic movement. As you can see from the first line of dinosaurs, says the argument. We should study the kinetic movement of not dinosaurs but of birds, which are a lot like dinosaurs. The author is trying to weaken this analogy by saying that dinosaurs and birds are actually not very similar. The job is to weaken the author's attempt to demonstrate that the argument is flawed. How do you do that? We need to show that dinosaurs and birds are in fact alike. Choice B over here, you can notice that if anything, it actually strengthens the author's criticism of the analogy, because birds are separated from dinosaurs by 65 million years of evolution. Choices C and D are outside the scope of argument, whereas choice E seems to strengthen the author's criticism of the analogy. Again, many birds are expressed to do study as to draw interference about the birds. It's also out of scope that the fact that some bird experts don't study dinosaurs doesn't mean that dinosaur experts shouldn't study birds. Choice A is thus by far best because it shows how birds and dinosaurs are alike. Now in the new question, we have a newly discovered disease is thought to be caused by a certain bacterium. However, recently released data note that the bacterium thrives in the presence of a certain virus. implying that it is actually the virus that causes the new disease. Now, which of the following pieces of evidence would support the data's implications? These are the options. In the last line of the argument, which gives away its type, that the virus that causes. I'm underlining it so that you can understand what I'm saying. The cause of a certain disease was thought to be one thing, but now is believed to be something else. Recent evidence suggests that the cause is a virus, which also nourishes the bacterium once thought to be the cause of the disease. To support a causal argument, you take away the possible alternate causes. Choice C, notice in this choice, does this by showing that while both virus and bacterium are often present at the same time, the virus has been found without the bacterium in many cases of the disease. Also, choice A directly contradicts this, because it says in the absence of the virus, the disease have been observed to follow infection by the bacterium, thus suggesting that bacterium is the sole cause. In B and E, not breaking and entering, but in the options B and E, suggests that the virus play a supporting role to the bacterium, as it says the virus has been shown to aid the growth of bacteria in option number B, and the onset of the disease is a false infection by both the virus and the bacterium. And D is outside the scope of argument. Thus the best answer is option number C. Let's become a bit patriotic. Never before had the Navy defeated so many foes at once as it had in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. The question is swirling mixture of idiom and parallel comparison. The correct idiom in question, as many as. I'll write this down so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. When you say it out loud, does so many as seem right? Not at all. It is much easier to notice that it doesn't when the expression has already been pulled out of the problem for you. During this formats of the examinations, you have to do your own pulling. But remember, you always have 5 sensational clues that I'm going to write it down, which is nothing but the answer clues. Even if you initially have no idea what might or might not be wrong with this sentence, you can figure it out by scanning the answers. That is this. Let's see what the answer may look like. You will see that you have a collection of so many A's and as to choose from. Thus the other thing going on in this sentence, of course, is a parallel comparison. Words such as or than often mean a comparison is being made. The correct comparison would read, so you see you have a collection of so many as's and as many as's to choose from. The other thing going on in this sentence, of course, is parallel comparison. Words such as or than often mean a comparison is being made. The correct comparison would read, never before had a navy defeated as many foes as it once has defeated. But as you know from reading our chapter on sentence correction, the test writers like to see if you know that you can replace the second verb, that is did. That is, the best answer will be option number D. With this, we come to an end of another great video. You can WhatsApp or call us at the number given on the screen for any doubts, queries, or for full videos on our courses. Please like, subscribe, and click on the notification icon to remain attached and to be notified of our more videos. Thank you for being a part of Solution+Classes.